I don't remember going to a doctor, and the doctor does not fail to remind me that you're obese. You need to lose weight. Hello, sweetie, and welcome back to my channel. And yes, it's been over a month. I just thought, let me just come and give you a 1 month update. This video is about my postpartum recovery that no one prepared me for. Like, I don't know in my mind what I was expecting, but truth be told, I was not really expecting. I did not really do much research when it came to a C section because, in my mind, I went into hospital for a natural birth and I found myself being told that I need to do an emergency C section. So, a lot of things that come with having a C section, I did not really entertain because it wasn't something that I was interested to begin with, to even want to know, or because I think in my mind, the more I entertain something, it's the more I call it upon myself. So I did not really do much research, but I found myself having to do an emergency C section, and I was told it's 4 days, go home, hear the meds, go heal, go rest, and don't do anything that is strenuous to the body, and you'll be fine. We'll come and see you after 6 weeks. And yeah, so a lot of things happened that I was not prepared for. So yeah, maybe this video might be helpful for someone else, but for now I'm okay. It's a month after I've given birth, and a couple of the person that I stay with around the house took leave, so obviously was there for the whole week. I was fine, and the incision, that had put a plaster that I was not supposed to remove for a week, so that was still fine. I could just shower and just put the area dry, and majority of the time I was just resting because I had someone around the house. I just had to figure stuff like moving around the bed, because you can't use your core muscles, so you need to find ways of moving out of the bed, moving on top of the bed, getting on top of the bed, because my bed is very high, so it's one of those things. And when you laugh, when you cough, those certain things, it's painful. So it was one of those things. So a week was fine. For that first week, I was fine because, like I was saying, I was on top of my meds and I had someone who was helping me around the house. And then the problem came when the person had to go back to work and I was left alone. My mom would come on a daily basis to come and check me, but obviously she needed to go back because she wasn't staying with me. So the person would come back from work, and then obviously I had the person with me. So, but during the course of the day, I got used to learning to do things on my own, because at the back of my mind, I would tell myself that eventually you are going to be alone. So yeah. So in going back to my incision. So after a week, I had to go back to have the plaster removed. They removed the plaster and everything. I was told everything was fine because I was on top of my meds and not doing anything, just looking after the baby, and was trying to rest as much as possible. They removed the plaster, and I was told to just put the pad to keep the area dry, and keep it moving. And then the nurse said you need to use like salty water to clean the wound. And then I followed that instruction, right? But funny enough, when I went back to my gynae and I told him that I was trying to clean the wound with salty water, he was very surprised because he said, no, don't do that. So I was like, okay, so these people said, and you are saying. But anyways, that was fine. The incision was closing fine, and I was okay. And then, like I said, also I was staying on top of my meds. And then 2 weeks in the healing process, I start having shortness of breath, right? Shortness of breath. And when I'm lying down on my left side, there's a hissing sound when I'm lying and I'm breathing. There's a hissing sound that I can't figure out where the sound is coming from. I will try and cough and try and move, but the sound is still there. And I had like a swollen leg. My right leg on the calves would get swollen, I think in the evenings, but in the during the course of the day I would be fine in the evenings. And you know me, when I say your phone will bring you so much anxiety, I went and I googled my symptoms, and they'll tell you, oh no, you're having a very serious condition. You must go to the hospital. You must go to the ER, and then it might just get into it. Like you might get like a heart attack or a stroke, or basically what they're saying is you will get like your blood clots will travel to your heart, and then they'll block your blood supply, and very traumatic experience for me. So that happened. I couldn't really focus on baby much because now I'm stressing about these symptoms that I'm having that I don't even know how to handle, because this is the first time for me. I don't understand what's going on. And I just said, you know what, because it happened during the course of the week. I was like, maybe it will get better. During the weekend I was like, you know what, it's been a week, I've been stressing, I'm not really enjoying this anymore, it's getting out of hand. Let me just go back to the hospital. I will go back to the hospital. I see the gynae. The gynae now transfers me to a physician. A physician now calls for um, all these tests. It's a lung, kidney, ultrasounds, and stuff. That is fine. We go through that. I do that, and then we do bloods, and they all come back. I'm perfectly fine. The physician has given me a script for my high blood meds and some pills for swelling. So I took those. I was perfectly fine. So I think, I don't know, I needed to wait, or maybe I needed to go to the hospital. Those meds played a role, but I don't know, because I was on the high blood medication during the pregnancy, and then when I gave birth, everything was fine. So when I stayed in hospital, when I was in hospital, my high blood pressure was very normal. So they just said you don't have to take the pills anymore because you're fine. And then when I got home, I wasn't taking the pills. But when I went back to the physician, he said, no, go back to your high blood medication and then let's see. So I've been on the high blood medication ever since, and I'm perfectly fine. And the symptoms went away, so I'm fine. But now I'm left with a bill for all these things that I now need to pay because my medical aid is exhausted. It's funds from all the hospital stays and the medication that I've been taking, and so now I have to pay for those procedures out of my pocket, which already I don't have the funds for that, but it's a struggle that I need to win again. And then that was fine. When I now think I'm in the process of trying to enjoy baby as my newborn, and my incision opens, when I, like I said, because I need to put the pad to make sure the area stays dry. The moment when I was trying to change the pad and the pad was soaking wet with liquid that I did not know it was coming from, my heart sank. Like, I was like, what's going on? Stupid me again. I go onto my phone and I search. Oh, the horror of the stuff that I found there. Okay, so because now I'm panicking. When I panic, like I lose all senses of reality. Like I become a person in a bubble. I don't see anyone else. I don't concentrate on anything else. I will search and search and search. That's just me. So the the liquid came out, I think it was on a Friday, if not on a Saturday. Was it on a Friday? I think it was on a Friday. And then Saturday, Sunday, there's still liquid coming out. But prior to that, because obviously of the incision and the procedure, the lower part of my stomach after the belly button was very sore and was very numb and was very hard, right? So I think I got used to that. But on that Thursday prior to me getting the liquid coming out, I felt like lumps, right? Just closer to the incision area, there were like lumps forming there. And I was thinking, what are these things? Because I've never felt these things before. I went onto the internet and searched again. So they were telling me about scar tissue healing, and but the lumps were there, right? So I'm panicking now. They'll tell you if the pus is coming out and it's this color and it's smelly, and it could be an infection, and then the infection could be dangerous and it must go back to the ER. And I'm thinking, oh my god, this is the time I should be staying home and enjoying my baby. But every week there's something that needs to take me back to the hospital, and it's stressing me out. Like every week there's something that I need to concentrate on that is stressing me out. Okay. So, and I'm sitting there, I'm thinking, and I'm talking to mom. I'm like, you know what? As much as I'm not in pain, I was not in pain, and the pus was not smelling. And in my head, I was thinking it could be the drainage from those lumps that I was feeling. But I'm not a doctor, so I don't know. I'd rather, have professional advice. Like, it's okay. I know I don't have funds. I know I'm in a very sticky situation, but let me go back to the hospital. I go back to the hospital, and the gynae says, let me look at the wound. He looks at the wound, and the incision, it's like the cut was like the opening. It wasn't big. It was just a tiny opening. And then he's like, let's just clean it with some surgical spirit. But because I had taken my pain meds, it wasn't painful when he was pressing and trying to see if there was liquid coming out, and then after that he just said, just clean it twice a day with surgical spirit, it will close on its own. I'm just trying to understand. I'm just at that moment I was trying to process the anxiety I had felt when my incision opened, and all the bad thoughts that I had to go through and process, only to be told that no, just put some surgical spirit, she'll be fine. I wanted to scream. Okay. Anyways, we come home. I put some surgical spirit and we move. I still need to make sure that the area is dry. Yeah. So it's now 3 weeks in the recovery process. I still haven't enjoyed my baby because it's just a lot of stuff happening to me, and I'm just stressing about the healing process because it's nothing like I had imagined, and it's just taking a toll on me. Now I have to take a walk to the mall for the first time, and let me just say it was not pretty. I was walking like I had a disability somewhere. I was limping majority of the time because my pelvic floor was doing something else. Uh, it wasn't both legs, it was just one leg, but it felt like there was a disconnection somewhere. It wasn't a nice walking experience, but then it just showed me that I need to go back to walking more so that I can build the endurance of me walking. But I just want to say this whole process has taught me that don't believe everything that you see or hear in the internet or on the internet, because they always like to romanticize this postpartum process as, oh, you're going to just be home and chill with the baby and fall in love with the baby and look at the baby the whole day. Yes, you are able to do that, but there's just a lot of stuff that goes through one's head, and even the emotions that a person goes through. Like for me, I still I can see the baby, yes, but it still hasn't processed. I still haven't processed the thought that now I have another child. Like for me, it was, hello, you pregnant. When I was still trying to process the pregnancy, it's like, hello, you ready to give birth. When I'm now in the process of trying, baby's here. Oh, baby's here. Oh, there's these things that come up. And I'm thinking, oh, can I get a break? For me, it still hasn't registered that I have a child. I can see the child, but yeah, still, I don't know if I'm making sense, but I'm still in that phase where I haven't, because I think even during the day, for the first 3 weeks, I had people during the course of the day around me. So they would help around the baby with the baby and stuff. But I think at night, that's where it hits me that you have a newborn baby and they fully depend on you, because I haven't slept in such a long time. I'm exhausted. I'm physically exhausted. Like I'm sleep deprived because I haven't slept. And I had so many. I don't know, maybe it was me just trying to process everything or make sense of everything, because or romanticize the idea of going on maternity leave. And I don't know, I was just trying to make it fun for me, because in my head it was like, okay, you're going on maternity leave, you're gonna have a baby, because you're content creator, you're gonna create so much content around baby. You're gonna enjoy the whole thing. I haven't enjoyed anything. Honestly speaking, I haven't enjoyed anything. And it's not even maternity leave the way people like to put it, because you work. It's like you work harder than when you're working at work, because baby is a full-time job. Even when you sleep, I can't even sleep. When I sleep, it's like I take naps, like 15 minutes, 30 minutes nap, because she wants to always be by my boob. We co-sleep, and she's very clingy. And I now need to make sure that the way that she sleeps and how I sleep and the position that we both take, because she's there by my boob, I need to make sure that the blanket doesn't close her face so that she doesn't suffocate. So you understand that I don't really sleep. It's just that I close my eyes, and occasionally I must now look at her if she's still breathing. I must now feed her. I must, do the nappy changes and stuff during the course of the night. So it's not like I sleep. And during the course of the day, they'll tell you, "Oh, you must sleep when baby sleeps." I I've never been a person who's able to sleep during the course of the day. So even now, she's taking a nap. I can't sleep. I'm not tired. But when it comes to the evening time, I'm tired. You understand? But I can't sleep because I need to look after a person. And when I have someone over who's helping me, it's a constant reminder that at the end of the day, they'll say, "Take your baby." I want to go and sleep. It's one of those things that when they tell you that the child will always be the responsibility of the mother, best believe, because yes, they'll just, chill with the child for a couple of minutes. At the end of the day, they'll bring the child back to you. So you don't get a holiday from that. So it's one of those things. And for me, it's not what I had envisioned. I'm hoping maybe second month, third month, I'll feel better and I'll get back to, doing stuff that make me happy, because my routine now, it's wake up, take a shower, and come and sit here. So this is my uniform. I always have a gown because I don't like being cold. So this is the warmest gown that I have, that I bought as a gift, trying to make myself feel better. And I was like, you know what, you didn't have a gown this year. The gown that you've had it for ages. So buy yourself something nice. I went into the Woolies app and I got myself a nice gown. It's very warm. It's like a blanket. So you will forever find me in this, and baby actually enjoys it. When I'm holding her, I'll just put her inside. She enjoys it. I always have a bonnet on because I don't like when my hair gets on everything, and I'm always holding baby, so I always like to have my hair closed for that reason. So I take a shower and then I just sit. Yeah, but yeah, I went through a lot. Like even with body odor, I know people will complain that after having a baby, you have like, yeah, over the top body odor. I did not. Yes, I did have um times where I was like, oh, my armpits are singing, but it wasn't like Oh, what's wrong? It wasn't like strong, strong. It was mm, not the normal smell, but it wasn't as hectic as how people would, how other people will experience it. So, what I think over and above my experience, if I did not have an apron belly, I think my healing would have been much more better because, on truth be told, without me having all these other complications, it wasn't as bad as when you Google, people tell you. It wasn't as bad. Like, even when you watch other people's stories, for me, it wasn't, honestly speaking, because I was on top of the meds and I wasn't really doing a lot for the first 1 2 weeks. So it wasn't as bad as I had anticipated without having the other symptoms, obviously. So I think at the bottom of my heart that if I did not have an apron belly, I would have had a better experience with the postpartum recovery, the C-section recovery, of course. I think I would have had a better experience, but because of the apron belly and stuff, I don't remember going to a doctor, and the doctor does not fail to remind me that you're obese, you need to lose weight, even if the symptoms are not whatsoever connected to my weight, but they'll always have to put it in there that you need to lose weight. So it's one of those things. Even when everything was fine, I was perfectly fine. The bloods, the scans, and everything was fine. He needed to remind me that you need to lose weight. So I'm trying to find ways to incorporate me moving more and looking at what I eat. Yeah, so I guess we have to try and lose weight. Fun times. Yeah. So basically, that has been my 1 month update for me. So I'm just looking forward to 2 months, 3 months because I'll still be home. I think I'll only be going back to work around September. There, I'm not looking forward to that, but financially, I have to go back to work. So for now, thank you for watching. I'll see you in one of my newborn diaries very soon. Bye.